Rests are so important, but I know in sometimes these videos they don't
No,
do
I
them.
think it's important because then we'll also have an audio backtrack playing, like the music that you play.
Yeah.
We can put that. We can even make it louder during that rest period.
Yep.
And then drop it down.
Okay.
We're at like 25 minutes.
What?
Yeah, 24 and a half.
Oh jeez. All right, then I'm taking way too slow.
No, I mean you're good. Like from the time.
It's
and
good,
we can
and
even
this
cut it down if we need to.
Yeah.
Again.
I have like a whole. We didn't even get up yet. We just got to down dog.
That's what I'm saying.
Taking this like a regular class. That's why I'm used to that. Okay. Maybe I'll just.
You could even treat it like.
I could just like.
You can
flop
cut
around?
it. Yeah, you can cut. Like,
So
we
I could
can
do it like by
shift the
sequence
stuff.
too.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
we can tweak all this stuff. That's why it's cool.
Okay. All right, then I'll do the, let's see which one I got over here. I think I'm gonna do, I can't believe that took so long.
That was awesome.
I
You could
get
see,
in
like-
the zone, that's why I just
Yeah.
like.
No, you were addressing everything. It was awesome. That's why I was
Good.
like, oh, I'm in class right now. This is awesome.
Yeah.
And then even ultimately long-term dealing with the class thing, like if you get comfortable with this kind of setup, you can literally do this and you can have 100 people in your class like online.
I
And you
know.
can have like that kind of stuff.
My aunt is like an entrepreneur and she
Yeah, so
is on
she
me
is.
all the time to be doing that and I just told her I don't even know where to begin.
Well, now you know.
Oh, no, I know.
You know what I mean? Like now you have equipment. That's
No, you're right,
you
like-
know. I mean, this isn't the highest. This is like not expensive shit, but you start
It
there
doesn't
and then you
matter.
build.
Of course,
You know what I mean?
right. You're right, and then you could be anywhere
Exactly.
doing it. Mm-hmm. Cool. All right, we'll do the, I'll do a little sequence. Let me think where to start. This is the beginner's one, right?
Yeah. So I mean, you could challenge a little bit, but like whatever you think.
Like I was scared about this one was okay though, right?
Yeah,
I think
no,
that's a
it's-
beginner's pose.
Yeah, and
But
even-
it's still hard.
So I'm thinking of it this way, like the kind of people we're dealing with, this is gonna sound like two extremes, like one of my clients like 450 pounds,
Mhm.
and like this is like the kind of stuff I'm even gonna send in, and that's
Mhm.
kind of what I think they wanna hit. And also like just your corporate America, that's why like even just the external rotation stress you put on was like good, because they're always collapsing forward,
Yeah.
so just being able to do this is good.
Yeah, you're right.
So I
That's the
think
same. That's I should have said something when we were in that chest opener. It's called. It's like the anti-texting shoulders.
Boom. And here's where we can do like audio laps up, so you could even speak over it a little bit.
Oh, okay.
Like we can make adjustments.
Yeah.
Make tweaks.
Okay.
So.
All right, then I'll do a little warrior sequence with you guys. I was gonna actually. I had like other stuff, but it's just a bit of.
No, I think Warrior is really good.
Yeah, I
And
think
it's
so. 'Cause then
challenging,
it.
like-
Yeah, it is, and that one is good because that really gets the heart rate going. Whereas I was just gonna. What I had next was like a couple twists, and like a lunge.
I mean, you
Which
can
are
do that
still
too.
hard,
Yeah,
but
you can do that
I'll do the
too.
warriors first, and then we'll go into that as like a cool down sort of thing.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So then we come up. Should I? See, this is always my thing. We were just down and down dog. Do you want me to get you there from down dog, or you want to just stand up?
That's actually a good question. So let's transition from
Let's do it.
down.
Yeah.
Well,
Let's do it.
how do you want the sequence to go? Do you want that to be the sequence? Because we could even, just do like sequence, kind of almost like a slow transition to next sequence,
Yeah.
slow transition to a next sequence, and we could even say like this is the sequence. Like I can do a letter
could do, like,
text
a-
over and saying like Warrior 2 sequence, or Warrior
Yeah.
1 sequence.
That's not a bad idea either, because
Yeah.
then you can start taking like pieces of classes and
And
making.
mixing, matching, making new classes, and I like that. Personally, I like
Same.
it that way. So,
So do
and
I.
they'd be cool with that. And even if they're not, we put it together the way they want it, and then we save the other bits for other videos that
Yeah.
we want to do. You know what I
Okay,
mean?
yeah, that's true.
So,
That's cool. Okay. So then we'll get into down dog. Yeah, we'll just start there. So we keep the knees bent again for the hips and for the spine, pushing the hips back, looking back towards the legs, and then it's only from here that you attempt to straighten the legs. But that's not the be-all, end-all, so you just take it where it feels good. From here, we're going to inhale, bend the knees, look at the hands, and on the exhales with bent knees, you're going to walk your feet up to meet the hands. And you can keep them as bent as you'd like. So grab the, keep the hands on the floor. Inhale just to offer the chest, take a breath. And exhale, release. I'm going to do that again because that's not what I want. So for beginners, what I should be saying is hands come onto the thighs right above the knees, and then inhale to flatten the back, take a breath. And exhale to release, forward fold. And from here we inhale, bring our hands to the hips. And exhale, come all the way up. Actually, wait. No, that's not right. I'm
I
sorry.
mean, it felt
I was like, it felt wrong. No, it felt wrong to me. Let me just do this part real quick.
Yeah, backtrack wherever you go.
So I'm going to inhale, look at the hands, bend the knees, and exhale, walk your feet up to meet the hands. Again, keeping the legs bent as much as you need. From here, hands to thighs. Inhale to flatten the back and keep the knees bent. And exhale to forward fold, hands come down. And then we're going to inhale here one more time. Exhale, hands to our hips. And now inhale, lift the chest flat back. And exhale, come all the way up. Doesn't feel right.
You want to repeat it a
You
couple
gotta
times?
inhale, come on. I don't know what I'm doing right now.
We could cut it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
you don't
gonna
even
cut
need
this
that part of
part
the
out.
sequence. You know what I mean?
True. I'm just gonna, let's see, because I feel bad for beginners. Most of them are gonna be like all over the place. A forward fold is not somewhere that they want to be.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of the most accessible way is to bring your hands to your hips, but you don't exhale on the way up. That's where I'm getting. Okay. So inhale and exhale, hands hip, and then inhale up. Oh, that's it.
Yeah, that was.
Sorry. I'll just do it real quick. Inhale, take a breath, and exhale, hands to hips, head down, and then inhale, we come all the way up, and exhale, release the hands. Good. So we come to the front of the mat here, at the top of the mat, where we'll have space behind us. From here, we're going to bring our feet hip width apart, which again, if you'd like to measure, 2 fists. From here, we spread the toes completely. Am I good?
Yeah, I just want to make sure I
Yeah.
wasn't in the shot.
From here, we spread the toes completely. It's going to create a lot of balance. You can think of it as roots of a tree, grounding you down. Spread through the toes. It also starts to stretch out the bottom of the feet, which feels really good. Ground through the heels. And then we pull up at the kneecap to get a nice, strong, sturdy leg here. So you kind of activate the quads here. Sometimes the pelvis likes to tilt forward, so we just gently bring it back so that you bring those 2 hip bones in the front close together. So there's a little activation of the belly here. Arms down by your side, palms face forward. And then we widen through the collarbones, through the shoulders, so that the scapula roll down the back. Again, that outward rotation of the arms. So this is our Tadasana, our mountain pose, our strong, sturdy, standing pose. And from here, inhale, reach the arms up. You can look up. And on the exhale, we're going to bend forward, bend the knees, swan dive down. Hands come to the feet, or maybe the shins or calves. Inhale, offer your chest. Exhale, release. And then inhale, we stand up, look up, reach all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. And one more time, just like that. Inhale, reach the arms up, strong legs here. Exhale, bend the knees, swan dive forward. Crown of the head faces the floor. Inhale, offer the chest. And exhale to release. And then inhale, stand up, look up, reach the arms all the way up. And then exhale, hands to heart center. Nice. So we'll bring our hands onto the waist. We're going to take a step back with the right foot about 3 feet. And you can look down. Make sure that at first, your left heel and your right heel are in their own planes. So they're not kind of in one lane, they're in 2. So you got the left leg and the right leg's just out to the right, just a bit. Right foot goes flat, turn it out 45 degrees. So now there's a tendency here for the right hip to go back. The hardest part of this pose is getting the right hip forward. Right, so you can already feel there's a little bit of a closing here in the hips. Also be careful not to sit too much into the hip. It's a nice neutral position because once we fall out of the hip, it gets really messy down there with all those joints. So from here, with the right hip forward, we're reaching back through the right heel. Let's bring our hands to heart center. Big inhale, lift the chest a bit. And on the exhale, we bend the left leg forward for warrior 1. Good. So the left foot is going to want to roll out. Focus on grounding the big toe of your left foot down. And then you can look down, make sure that the knee and the ankle are in one line, that nothing's rolling out to the side, stabilizing the hips. Again, getting the right hip forward, left hip back, warrior 1. Belly in towards the spine. You don't want to let anything hang forward. Pulling everything in, chest in, shoulders back and down. Good. And then you just breathe here. Taking in all of the benefits of this pose. by continuously doing body scans, right? Checking in with areas of your body to make sure nothing's cut off, nothing's tense, everything's pretty happy, most things are working. Good. And then inhale, reach your arms up, look up. And on the exhale, we're gonna bring our arms to this sort of cactus formation where we're 90 degrees at the arm and the shoulder and the elbow are in one line as much as you can, right? Nothing too crazy. So we're using this to open up the chest and open up our shoulders. So you can just be mindful with it and be careful again not to let the belly hang forward, bringing everything in, bending the left leg and reaching the elbows back. Good. And then from here we drop the hands and then inhale, reach them up. And on the exhale, hands come to hip, heel comes up of the right foot, bend the leg, and then you just push up to come back up to standing. Good, so for the left side, same thing. We take the left leg back about 3 feet. Again, separate planes for our first warrior one. We'll keep them on separate tracks. So left foot, again, 45 degrees, right leg is straight and forward right now. So we can bring the hands to the hips if they're not there, and get the left hip forward now, right? Trying to get the right hip back, pulling everything in, reaching as much as we can through the back left heel, spread those toes. And then from here, we'll bring our hands to heart center again, inhale. And on the exhale, just bend the right leg forward, so warrior one. And you can keep the arms here. If it still doesn't feel good on the shoulders, you can always bring them down. Or for those of us who want a little bit more, you can always bring them up. So you find what feels good for you with your shoulders, your chest, anything that you got going on, right? Just being mindful. And then there's a slight lift of the sternum here. And wherever the sternum goes is where you look. Good. So if your arms are not up, we're gonna inhale, reach them up. And on the exhale, we're doing the same thing. Take those cactus arms, encouraging the big toe of the right foot down, right knee in line with the feet. Good, and then inhale, bring the elbows back, chest up a little bit more. And then exhale, hands come down. Left heel comes up, little bend in the leg, and then we just push up to meet the left. Good. So again, we're gonna take the right leg. This time we're gonna take a big step, about 4 feet, over to the right, and we're going to face the right. From here, arms come out to a T, palms face down, and then again, just gently try to soften your traps so that your shoulder blades go down your back, but we're not forcing anything, right? It's more of a softening, a widening through the collarbones. Left toes face forward, and your right toe continues to face the right. From here, we take a nice big inhale, and on the exhale, we just bend that left leg forward, now to warrior two. Good, so it's good to get right into this pose with a sturdy foundation, right? So both heels are pressing down, spreading through the toes, reaching down through the balls of your feet, right? That's where the balance is going to come from. The sturdiness comes from the legs. There's an upward energy here, right? Lifting everything up instead of trying to go down, we're lifting up. Leaning forward to activate the left quad. Right quad is still pretty active too. Good, and you just breathe here again. And again, if the arms don't feel good here, you can always bring them down. A nice little variation is to maybe clasp them behind your back. Good. So from here, we're gonna inhale and exhale, sit a little deeper. Right hand comes down, left palm comes up, and you're gonna inhale, straighten the front left leg, and just lift the left arm up towards the ceiling. And exhale. And then inhale, maybe reach back a bit. And exhale, we're coming back to warrior two. Good, this time we're gonna bring our left elbow to the top of our left thigh for side angle bend. And at first, get your hips steady, and then you can inhale, reach the right arm up. And there's a pretty big stretch here going on the right side. Again, not careful not to fall into the left hip. We're not leaning on this left leg. Right? Get the hips a bit more forward, bend the leg, and you just breathe. Again, this is pretty intense, I know, but just hold. And then inhale, Exhale, let's straighten the leg and bring the arms back out to a T. Good. So from here, we bring our hands down. We're gonna bend that left leg. And then, nope, sorry, we're gonna bend the right leg. And again, you can just slowly push up, come to the front. Let me try that again. Right? It's a little awkward. How would I do that?
Even that little spider walk thing. Whatever you
Right?
just did.
That's what I do, but I feel like that's awkward for beginners.
Or like one of these.
Oh, you're right, heel toe, good one. All right, good. So then we come back to warrior two. Inhale, and then exhale, you can heel toe that right leg in. Cool, so we come forward.
Bam.
Thanks.
So I was thinking of like, I do that with like.
No, that's a good one. Thank you for that. I kind of fell at the end. Heel toe it in, so you get comfortable. And then we step forward, come to the front of the mat. So you want to do the second side, right? Okay. So from here, again, we find our Tadasana, where the feet are hip width apart, pulling up at the knee caps. Hips are stabilized, belly in, chest proud. Smiling again through the collarbones, shoulders down, palms face forward. Inhale, reach the arms up. And exhale, bend the knees, swan dive forward. Nice little release here. Hands to either calves, thighs, or ankles. Inhale, lift the chest. And exhale to forward fold. And then inhale to stand up and look up. Reach your arms all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good, so we'll bring our hands to the waist for the second side. We'll take a step back with the left leg, about 4 feet again, pretty wide. And then we turn to face the left. So we have our feet facing forward at first, arms come out to a T, if that feels good for you. Otherwise, they can always come down or behind the back. We take the right toes forward this time, kind of setting up like a triangle. Again, shoulders back and down, kind of soften them out. Look forward over the right hand, inhale here. And on the exhale, you just gently bend that right leg forward and coming into your warrior two. You can always kind of modify once you get there. If you find this is too wide, you just shorten it a bit. Shortening it will make it more accessible. So you just find what feels good for you, because we are going to sit here for a few breaths. Warrior poses challenge us because they provide us with balance yet a lot of strength. So there's a lot of things going on in this pose with not a lot of movement, right? There's power in our stillness. It's a good little concept to wrap your head around sometimes. Good. And then from here, we're going to bring our left hand down, right palm up, and then straighten the right leg. Inhale, reach the right arm up, and exhale here. And then exhale, maybe reach back a little bit. And exhale, we're coming back to warrior two. Good. So for side angle bend, we take the right elbow to the right thigh. And make sure those hips stay nice and stable. And then inhale, reach the left arm up. And exhale here. Nice. So you can take the left arm wherever it feels good for you. You can bring it all the way up and over. You can leave it up. Same thing goes for the neck. You can look down or you can look up. You find what works for your neck right now.